Hey, yo, buddy. Right here, man, right here. Hey, what you doing? It's FanX 2025, baby. Are you ready? Will you join us? Let's go.
What is up, fellas? Well, this is my 4th year in FanX. Usually it's a 3-day convention, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Years prior, obviously, the first time I went to the convention, it was when it was still like COVID season. So everybody had face masks. There was way less people than I remember my brothers telling me that the year prior, well, 2 years prior, right?
Yeah.
There was a bunch of people, and obviously that time around, there was like barely any people. Makes sense though. But then the year after that was good, but the one that was 2 years ago, definitely my favorite year for the con. It was just fun, really good guests, really good artists in the artist alley, obviously. Just had an amazing experience. First time we did a video of the con, so I don't know, for me that was the best year yet. Last year, pretty, I would say underwhelming in a sense, because don't get me wrong, it's cool to see the same artist there, but it was just, again, the same that we just saw 4 years ago and stuff like that. So it just felt just like the same thing that we had years prior again. So really nothing new. The guests were fine, but really nothing to talk about. So in the video, it came out way shorter than we expected, so we were just all like, damn. We did the best that we could to make it a little bit different, but it was just difficult. But this year, I don't know what.
So, also, it's funny. Yes, I do definitely agree that last year was a little bit weaker than we expected. I mean, I only went to, well, everybody has their reasons why they're going to the convention. Some people do it for artist alley, some people do it because of the vendors, the celebrities. I do it because of everything. We enjoy every single aspect of the convention. I only got to see one celebrity, which was the voice of Diva of the game Overwatch. And this year I don't really have any plans to meet one person but Mother's Milk from the series of The Boys. But yeah, man, this year we're mainly looking forward to, I guess, kind of the same things, but kind of seeing if what they do different. I think it's also very important that the convention, in some small aspects, always tries to like switch some small things up for the people that go consistently every year, every 3 days. Well, like all 3 days each year. And this time, I'm just hoping that there's some changes that could keep things fresh. I'm expecting maybe the same amount or more artists than last year. We'll really get to see once we get there. You know, as always, the cosplays, the people, being able to enjoy every single aspect of the convention with everybody else that's around you is very important. So yeah, man, every single aspect is what I'm really ready for, excited for, and I can't wait to meet many of you guys and let us record you, because at the end of the day, this is also very possible because the artists and the people with their very great cosplays are what make this video very enjoyable for us.
Yeah, pretty much make it happen,
yes.
Honestly. But yeah, I mean, also I think we're just talking from the point of view of an attendee. Obviously, if you're going there to be in the artist alley, I really couldn't tell you a proper way of I would recommend you to go or something. But I mean, from sometimes that we talked with other artists, they say they do very well. So hopefully a lot of new people can come by this year and next year. Obviously, it's always good to have brand new artists, fresh stuff, because it's always fun to look at, even though you're not planning to buy or you're not it's not really your type of style, it's always good to see fresh stuff because it always makes it fresh, or always makes it kind of like, oh, it feels like you're in another convention almost. So also that's pretty something. Well, that's also something I'm really looking forward to see this year. Really.
Yeah. And I guess just kind of to cap it off, we'll give you our thoughts of what really changed, what didn't change, what we like, what we didn't like. All the thoughts by the end of the video. So yeah, that's it for now. We'll see you in a little bit.
Achei.
Damat, Emanir.
Hands up first.
be warned.
Alright, so we're here with, what's your, the name of your...
So I am David Lee Conley of Free DLC Artwork.
Alright, thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. And I just have a couple of questions for
Sure,
you, man.
lay them on me.
So, alright.
First question. What makes FanX different from other conventions that you've been to in other states?
A variety of different factors. I think each convention has its own unique audience, which is really fun. So this has a wide range of people, I think, being a comic convention versus, say, like an anime convention,
Yes.
for example. Thursday to Sunday, for sure, it's kind of an odd spread of days for conventions, right? Because usually we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or at least Thursday to Sunday. So having Saturday be the last day for artists like us is really interesting because typically Saturdays are the busiest days.
Yes.
And particularly for planning on stock and planning on busyness, right? You plan for Saturday to be the busiest and Sunday to be the little step down.
Yes.
And for like numbers and things like that. So when your busiest day comes on the final day, it becomes a little hard to predict, but it's fun for us, right? Because we get to end a convention and right after all the crazy busyness like Saturday brings, and take Sunday to relax and rest, which is fun. I think this is a really, really solid fantasy-based audience. So you see like Brandon Sanderson over here, he's a big presence here, things along those lines. And I think it's really cool to see more traditional fantasy involved in a show like this. So like there's a very heavy Dungeons and Dragons community here, I've noticed. There's like a lot of different variety as opposed to it being one particular fandom or just strictly pop culture. It's cool to see it branch out in a lot of different ways, and I have fun here with that.
And would you recommend FanX to other artists that haven't been here before? Would you say it really matters what type of art do you have that will sell a bit more?
I have a really hard time recommending which fandoms are going to do well at which shows. I would absolutely recommend at least trying out this show.
Yeah.
I think this kind of, when people think of large conventions to table at, they think of things like Comic-Con in San Diego or maybe New York Comic-Con or things in Chicago, things like that. Salt Lake City, I don't think is necessarily on people's radar as a large city and a large following, but as you can see from people around and behind me, this is a really, really large audience. And so I think even if you don't have the most like directly relevant pieces for shows like this, or maybe it's not a direct audience match to what you're selling, I think the sheer amount of people that are here will probably get you some traction and some fandoms along the way, even if it's not like a huge one. But for people like us, I was surprised that all my video game stuff does really well here. So you just really never know. It's kind of you have to experience it for yourself.
How important is the location or the spot of your booth to like sales wise?
So my controversial take somewhat is that position doesn't quite matter as much, but it also does depend on the show, right? So we obviously, I'm talking from a position of privilege here because I have a really nice spot right next to the main entrance over there, right? So we thankfully have a lot of really good foot traffic. So folks over maybe by the food vendors or maybe up against the wall may have a little bit of a harder time. That said, like I was mentioning earlier, there are so many people here that even if you have a kind of a lower foot traffic zone, I think the chances are you're still probably going to do pretty well. But every artist experience is different, so I don't want to go in and just automatically say, yes, you're going to do great regardless. But we've been very fortunate to have a really nice position, so I can speak to us and say, yeah, it's been great.
Okay, and I guess this is kind of a repeated question that I asked you earlier, but to someone that's doing this for the first time ever in any con, what is something that you would advise them to do if it's their first time doing this? Not necessarily here in FanX, just
in general?
any con in general,
Start small. I mean, that's the only thing I can really say. Start small, both in like stock level, in your booth size, and expectations especially, because kind of alluding to what I was saying earlier, you really truly don't know if your art's gonna hit with people or miss with people until you do it yourself. And even then, it might be like the show specifically that you don't do super well at, or maybe it's like there's something weird going on in the state that you're in or the city that you're in, right? That may have, there's so many, art is lovely because it's so subjective, but it can also be a really discouraging or encouraging thing for all the right or wrong reasons. I hate to like constantly dance around the answer, but it is truly your mileage may vary. So I think because of that, to wrap it back around to the original point, start small and enjoy the experience. I mean, this is such a lovely and, like I said before, a very privileged experience to be able to come and make a living off of sharing your art with the world, right? And so even if you may not do extremely well the first time, or even if you lose a little bit of money on your first show, right? As long as you stick with it and kind of keep going at it, my hope is that eventually you'll start to make profit and break even and then maybe even go beyond that. And there's not quite a better life, in my opinion, than doing stuff like this. And so enjoy the experience. It's really fun.
Thank you very much, Gary, for your time.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
FanX 2025.
circles and stay right. Again, but you say all the same like. Will you lose another fight by the time? Will you lose another night by the time? Will you lose another night? Anytime you stop and close your eyes, it's a masterpiece therapy. Anytime the melodies collide,
We're back. We really appreciate every single one of you guys that made this video possible. From the people in the artist alley to every single one of you that let us record you. Because at the end of the day, you know, you're not always there expecting somebody to come up and say, hey, can you be part of my video? So thank you guys. We really, really appreciate it. And I hope I get everybody's tags right. So first of all, I would like to say that in a personal sense, I feel like it was one of like the weaker cons, in the sense of I was expecting a lot more artists. I feel like they arranged some stuff in many different ways that I really wasn't expecting. There was some good stuff. At the end of the day, one person, like the people that are attending, are the ones that make it what it is, and not necessarily, you know, the vendors and all of that. You know, as long as you make the fun happen, is that you're gonna have a lot of fun. And this is what happened with me this year. I felt like with everything that we were doing, we ended up having so much fun that, like, yes, I acknowledge the fact that it was weaker in a lot of senses, but you know, at the end of the day, that's just my opinion. But I also had a lot of fun, and it's also definitely one of my favorite conventions out of like the five or six times that I've been there. So yes, I'm just very grateful for the experience and all the people I got to meet in the process. I think this is definitely our best video, and this is all thanks to you guys, really.
For me, the con was a bit weak, but I wasn't there the majority of the 3 days. But I enjoyed it overall. The people that we recorded were really kind, very sweet, had no objections in any way. Were always in the disposition, or I don't know how to say it, like they were willing to work with us, you know? So I would like to thank them for letting us record them and try something with their characters that they were cosplaying as. So I mean, that's all I could say. I wasn't there for the majority of the day, so yeah, that's me.
Yeah, for me, I think it was a good convention. I felt like last year was the weakest. This wasn't personally the best year because I thought there was again gonna be a lot more people, but no, there was not much people. Actually, I was all like, wow, there's not much people. Then everybody was leaving early almost every day, so I was all like, wow. Other years, the people has come in earlier and left later in the day, so it was just pretty surprising in that aspect. For me, like he said, I had an amazing time. I think you're the one that sometimes makes that experience. You're the one that sometimes it's up to you to like know how much fun you're gonna have in anything, really, not necessarily a convention. And again, thank you to everybody that let us record you. Like he said, hopefully we got every tag right. And thank you to David, a special thanks to David, aka Free DLC. I think the interview came out really well. He gave really good answers, so I do appreciate it because nobody is obligated to participate in our video because at the end of the day, that's not gonna give something to you. Hopefully it does. Hopefully this when this video gets 1 million views, that goes to everybody, the people that sees the video. Oh, I'm gonna go follow this person, this person, this person. So I'm really hopeful that's gonna happen. And yeah, I just really grateful, really happy at the experience. And please leave in the comments what was your experience in this convention. If you were here last year, the next year, this year, let us know. Well, how was it for you? I'm always curious to know what people think about this convention. And hopefully next year we'll be in not only FanX, also other conventions, Anime Con, any other conventions, because we like to meet new people. We like to do these videos. It's just fun. It's always, like people say, it's always good to have fun, make this for fun. And if there's something that you want to do just for fun, do it. It's something that's always gonna bring you joy. So yeah, that was me.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next year, and just keep having fun, fellas.
Yep. FanX 2025. Let's go for that 2026.